Hello friends, today we are going to learn human skeletal system for class 5th science subject. Now what is skeletal system? And see from this diagram what are the types of skeletal system and what are the parts of skeletal system. See, this is the cranium, mandible, sternum, humerus, vertebra, pelvic girdle, then comes carpals, metacarpals, fibula, tibia, everything. Okay, now come next, what are the types of bones? Here are the short bones, long bones, flat bones, sesamoid bones and irregular bones. See from the picture what are the short bones, what are the long bones, what are the irregular bones. Okay, next come the girdles and main parts of the bones. Now see from here what is this skull? Skull has 22 bones. Vertebral column, this is the vertebral column which is also known as the backbone, has 33 bones. Shoulder girdle and upper limbs has 64 bones. This is a pelvic girdle which is and the lower limbs which has a 62 bones, and thoracic cage which has 25 bones. So overall we have 206 bones in our body. Okay. Now parts of the skeletal system. As I mentioned earlier also, this upper part is known as the skull where our brain lies, which protects the brain and gives shapes to the head. Rib cage protects the lung and the heart. Upper limbs. Upper limbs support and control the movements of the shoulder, arm, forearm and hand. Hip bone makes blood for the body. Lower limbs support and control the movements of the hip. Backbones protects the spinal cord. What is spinal cord? It's a bundle of nerves basically. Then it supports and holds the body up while doing different movements. We are standing because only and only of our vertebral column or backbone. So you should remember, we should thank God that we have a good spinal cord or vertebral column, which is very important. Do you remember that some generation ago or long time back, we were apes, we were monkeys, and our spinal column or the vertebral column was not straight, it was bent. That's why we were walking on our four limbs that time. When God helped us, He gave us a blessing. That time our spinal cord or vertebral column got straight, and once it got straight, we started standing. Okay. Otherwise, what we were just like the animals who used to walk on the four limbs. Okay, so you should remember this and we should thank God. That's why it is said that our backbone is very important. We should maintain the posture. We should take care of our backbone. We should sit correctly. We should stand properly. We should walk properly because everything lies on our backbone. And from the backbone, as I have mentioned, it supports and holds the body up as well as protects the spinal cord. This spinal cord is a bundle of nerves, right? See, this is the example of knee joint. Okay. Now we are next to the topic of types of joints. Types of joints comes the hinge joints. The hinge joints of the body includes the elbow joint, knee joint, interphalangeal joints, and other tibio-talar joint. That is too much for you to remember. Just remember the hinge joint. The best example of the hinge joint is your elbow joint. Got it? Elbow joint and knee joint. Just remember these two things. Though this is just for your reference purpose, but remember this, the two types of joints in our body, mainly of the hinge joints, are elbow joint and knee joint. These two you remember. For your class 5th standard, this is very much important. That's all. Now comes the pivot joint. Pivot joint you will see here in the head part, neck part, where the skull and the vertebral column meets. See, this is how the movement is. That's why it is known as pivot joints, are that permit rotatory movement of bones around a single axis. Now comes the ball and socket joint. See, this is the ball and this is the socket. Okay, see the ball upper part, then this is a C shaped is a socket. So the best example of this is your shoulder joint as well as your hip joint. As to for your reference again, this is a type of synovial joint in which the ball shaped surface of one rounded bone fits into the cup like depression of another. Okay, example you should remember, that is shoulder joint as well as your hip joint. Now comes the gliding joint. Gliding joint is the example would be, just remember, it's an ankle joint. Mainly in our part is the ankle joint and the wrist joint. Why? Because the bones glide over each other. See, that meet on flat articular surfaces, allowing gliding or sliding or gliding motion. Here, the bones override each other, and there is a gliding of bones between the two bones. Okay, so there is a gliding movement between the two bones. That's why it is known as gliding. Now, types of joint, as I've already mentioned earlier, what you should remember, what these were the movable joints. Now come, there are different types of joints also, like immovable joints, slightly movable joints, and freely movable joints. Immovable joints, the joints of the skull are called the sutures. So the skull is mainly an example of immovable joints. Secondly comes a slightly movable joint. The example would be vertebral column. Imagine if it would be completely movable, you will be dancing like a ghost, right? So it's a slightly movable. Why it is slightly movable? Only between the two bones there is a slight movement, very slight movement. Why? So that you bend upward, you bend backward, you bend towards your right, you bend towards your left. That movement you see, that is all due to the vertebral column movement. There is a slight movement, that's why it is a slightly movable joint. Freely movable joint means like your hip joint, shoulder joint, knee joint, elbow joint. These are the freely movable joints. So our movement, like running, jumping, skipping, walking, is all due to this freely movable joints. Earlier, whatever we had learned, the examples of the joints were the freely movable joints. Structure of a joint. Now we'll understand what are the structure. In structure, you just remember the joints are held together by ligaments or cartilage. These are the two important parts which are there between the two joints, and they are held by these things like ligaments and cartilage. Basically, they are the connective tissue. Now, in between the two joints, you will see the synovial fluid. Okay, between the two joints, types of muscles. In types of muscle, we should remember there is the three types of muscles mainly: cardiac muscle, smooth muscles, and skeletal muscle. This is an example of skeletal muscle. This I was talking about the tendon. This is the tendon. These are the muscle. This is the skeletal muscle. All these you will see the whole from top to bottom. That is from toe to, sorry, from skull to toe. All these muscles are of skeletal muscle. The smooth muscles are present inside our organs. Cardiac muscle, you know, is in the cardiac part, means heart part, and skeletal muscle we need it for the movements. Care of bone and joints. As I mentioned earlier also, we really need to take good care of our bones and joints. So we should do proper exercises, good rest, maintain good posture, and keep ourselves safe from injuries, for getting hurt. Because if we get hurt, then the fracture of bones happen, and then we have to do plastering. Why do we need to do plastering? Because bone can regenerate itself due to some tissue, which you will learn in next class, okay, in class 6 or 7. But you should remember that bone has its own regenerative tissues. So if for it to regenerate, the bone needs to be kept straight. So the bone needs to be kept straight, we have to do plastering. Okay, so what happens when you do plastering? The bones remain still, and then the regenerative tissue grows up in between the two fractured bone or the two broken bones, and then the bone gets joined. Okay, that's why doctors do plastering once your bones break, right? Why these bones break? Because when you play, when you do jumping, when you do walking, skipping, sometimes you get injured. If you get injured, your bones may break. If it is a delicate, it is not strong enough, then it may break. So once it gets break, you have to go for a plastering. So the doctor will do plaster in your body part, whatever body part has been injured, like your hand, leg, anything. So they have to go for a plastering part. So that's why you need to keep your bones very strong. How you can keep the bones strong? By having a good sources of calcium and vitamin D, because these are required for maintaining the bones, to keep the bones strong. So what are the example? Fortified orange juice, yogurt, milk, cheese, fortified cereals. Sunlight main is the good source of vitamin. Apart from that, there is a salmon, tuna, sardines, plus some medicines are also given. Okay, so as I have mentioned again, So eat right, have good of a source of minerals and vitamin needed for bones and muscle, and have lots of calcium which through your diet as well as from the sunlight. Okay, is very important. As I mentioned, just do the good exercises. Forget about this. Just maintain you have a good strong bones, and it's very vital. Okay, thank you. If any queries is there, please do write it in the comment box, and don't forget to press like, share, and subscribe button. This will help me to get more and more better videos for you. And please do recommend all these videos to your friends and ask them to see these videos so that they also learn the skeletal system properly and nicely without any problem. If you have any queries, please do write it in the comment box, and at least please press one like button. Thank you very much for the same.